Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto, and today guys we are taking another cheeky look at Cardano, specifically how high can ADA go during the month of March. So, Chris, this is an interesting topic, isn't it? You know, everyone's hot off the press. There's so many, if not the majority of people who are invested in, Cardano and ADA token. They're invested because they want to see a return on that investment, right? And they're all... Oh, have I got it wrong? Have I got it wrong?
No,
It's all about the greater good.
It's all about the greater good.
No
one's interested in the price, Nick. This is a misconception. It's all about how good it's going to be.
You're right. It's not an investment. That's where I was going wrong. Right, gotcha.
It is an investment, but it's about the greater good. But we'll talk about the price because
Well, I think it's
good, right?
Just for fun. It's just about price. So basically, guys, we're jesting with you a little bit, as you can tell. But ultimately, we are invested in Cardano quite heavily, and we're proud to do so. It's a fantastic project with a fantastic outlook. And obviously, like most people, we are interested in the Cardano price, and specifically the ADA price. And we've seen some fantastic price rallies today at the point of recording this video. We're well above $1 now, heading up towards that all-time high level. So we're going to see how that plays out for sure. And obviously, I think this is going to continue for slightly longer as well. Ultimately, some fantastic things in the pipeline, courtesy of IOG and all the great work that they've been doing over there, right, Chris?
Yeah, for sure. There's just so much going on, Nick. It's amazing. Let's get into it all.
Yeah, so if you do find this video useful, informative, go ahead and smash that like button. Chris really does appreciate it, as do I. And if you're new to the channel and you're not yet subscribed, then do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with all the various videos and live streams and even premieres that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. So, Chris, let's talk about the first thing that we're going to see, coming in the month of March for Cardano. That has to obviously be the Mary hard fork, right? It's been on the testnet. We've seen that happen in February, and it's passing with flying colors. And from here, we are going to be seeing some fantastic things moving further forward. It's all scheduled to be the 1st of March, Chris, to actually go onto the mainnet. This means that we are going to see some significant growth, really, with this multi-asset functionality that's going to be around for Cardano.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So I think there's going to be, obviously fantastic things that will happen all around the Mary hard fork as we start to approach the 𝗗𝗘𝗪 era. And obviously, Chris, that does mean that we're going to see Plutus go onto the testnet. So in March, we're going to see all of the functionality of Plutus within the testnet environment to see what's going on and make sure everything is firing as expected. And of course, if anything were to crop up, then maybe there'll be delays to be expected. But also for now, I think it's all going to go ahead as planned. We are unaware of anything major that's going to set it back. And obviously, once everything is approved with Plutus, that's then going to go onto the mainnet and we'll be ushering in the 𝗗𝗘𝗪 era, which will be absolutely massive to have that smart contract functionality for Cardano. And a lot of this, basically, guys, really is going to have a very positive impact on the ADA price, right? Which is obviously the thing that we're all most interested in here.
Secondary
that's my bad. Secondary only to doing the greater good, right? Did I get it right?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah. I'm glad that Chris is here to correct me on some of these things. And sometimes I'm all about the price, but Chris has to just make sure I'm in check here to make sure it's all about the greater good.
And it is about the greater good, but without the investment and the return on investment, you don't get the greater good. From my point of view anyway. Sorry, I am jesting a little bit. I should stop it, but you should.
I should get off. We are cheeky crypto, so you have to be an element of cheek here. Ultimately, I guess what Chris is really alluding to is how there's so many people in this space all about the money, right? And some of the comments that have recently been flying around is that you come for the money, but you stay for the tech and the greater good and all that kind of stuff. And I agree, there's greater good, but ultimately it's called an investment for a reason. There usually is going to be a return on that investment. If not, then it was never an investment in the first place. It was more of a charity donation, which is probably a better way of putting it.
Yeah. I'm all for good in the world, right? And this is why we, one of many reasons why we got into Cardano. One being the fact that it's going to do great things. It's going to knock Ethereum off of its pedestal, and I'm all for that. I hate it when there's like, I'm the greatest and everything else is beneath me. I don't like that kind of attitude, and that's kind of like the feeling that I got from some of the people sort of like, I don't know, involved in Ethereum. But it is one of those things. But
there's definitely a bit of especially a battle of egos. You definitely feel that ultimately Ethereum, unfortunately, I struggle to see a future where that thing is going to be around in the top position for a long duration of time. That I really do struggle to see, and that's just ultimately because there's some fantastic tech out there now that is just simply better, and ultimately it's like saying, it's okay, I like the dial-up, I'm not interested in your broadband. It's just like saying that, right? And ultimately, come on guys, like open up a little bit, because give it a few more years and you're not going to be interested in that dial-up. So yeah, it simply is that. But Chris, let's obviously get to the point of this video, rather than just ranting on about the greater good and how useless Ethereum might or may not be. Let's talk about how far the price of the ADA token is actually going to get during the month of March, right? So let's go ahead and pull up the Cardano to USD chart. This is obviously the daily, and I'm not really going to drill down any lower than this. I'm just going to kind of glance over some of the technical stuff, just to give you a bit of the highlights. Because obviously we are not in March yet, we've still got a fair bit of February to go. So I am just going to show you the progress that we've had so far. So here we have our Fibonacci retracement. And with this Fibonacci retracement, I've enabled the extension levels. Those extension levels will show us the mathematical equations of what's likely to be good levels within the chart that we're going to be targeting going forward. Okay, and this is basically from the low of the 31st of January and the high from the 11th of February. So we have that rally up, we have the cooling off period that comes down to the 618 Fibonacci level, which is one of the three key areas that you're going to see on a Fibonacci retracement. It's going to be one of those three levels that you generally, 9 times out of 10 will retrace to. Sometimes you hit all three of them, sometimes two, and sometimes in the case of Cardano here, we only hit the 618. We also saw that then rally up. We had resistance at 87 cent 0.8, but that didn't last too long. We got the close above it. Up here on the 17th of February, we rallied up towards our former high level. We had a bit of a cooling off from there. And then obviously today, at the point of filming this video, on 20th of February, we broke out at that 96 area into the dollar level. So this is indicating on this chart at the moment, at the point of recording this video, $1.14. Okay, and that's what you can see here at the current level. We did have the wick slightly higher, and we've had a slight cooling off from there, but we are fast approaching that first price target. That first price target is the 6.618 area of the Fibonacci. Okay, and this is showing us $1.36. That's the first price target. That price target will mean a new all-time high. The all-time high currently stands at $1.33. So ultimately, we're going to, if we hit this first price target, we would have set a new all-time high. And I'm anticipating that's probably going to happen very, very soon. Now, obviously, if I pull this down a little bit, we can get to see some of these additional price targets. In fact, we have the 2618, okay, that comes in at just under $2 at $1.99. We then have the 3.618, this comes in at $2.63, and then we have the 4.236, which is the top area of our Fibonacci extensions, and this comes in at $3.02, okay? And so ultimately, I'm thinking that is where we're probably going to sit during the month of March. I would anticipate that we would end up with some fantastic news. You would have that that launch of the Gogun era, and that will basically usher in some massive price spikes for the ADA token. I'm anticipating that we would take out most of these price points all the way up to that $3 zone by the end of March. That would be my expectation. with the fantastic news that's going on. That obviously fantastic news is not just related to the smart contracts and the Gogun era and all that kind of stuff, but also the fantastic things that are happening in the background. So Chris, these are things like your Africa news, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, Africa's huge. Like, we don't know exactly what it is that's going on and what's going to be agreed with the governments over there. But for me, like, they're sat on resource. They're going to be, I guess they remind me of China before China is how we see it today, the powerhouse that it is. And I kind of feel that Africa's going to go in that direction, and there's economic battles going on around business, cryptocurrency, monetary systems, all that sort of stuff, and it's really interesting. So read up on it, guys, if you're not aware of the stuff that's going on there. You've got similar things in Brazil and other parts of the world as well, but Africa is huge, and the resource that it's sat on is epic, to say the least. So there's lots of stuff going on there, and there's a battle amongst different projects within the crypto space, XLM, Acorn, all sorts of different things going on Africa, right? So it's bullish news if Cardano managed to get a deal over there. It's huge. It's the start of something that's going to be mammoth in my eyes. I think it's been sort of downplayed a little bit by Charles and the team. I think it's going to be really interesting. It's going to open a lot of doors. But that's just one aspect. There are many others. We're just scratching the surface, as I keep saying regularly these days. But all jokes aside around like the price and that sort of stuff. Yes, a lot of people are interested in price, right? A lot of people are here because of the price, but actually, you're also here because you looked at the fundamentals of the project. You liked it. Nick and myself, we won't invest in things around gambling and stuff. We don't like that side of things. Yeah, it's very similar. It is about the greater good as well as the investment and the reward from the investment. It encompasses all of those things. So Charles is right in what he's saying. Like we're a bit cheeky in how we perhaps come across, but ultimately, all of these things are fantastic things to be a part of. You're a part of something that is going to change people's lives for the good. So alongside that, you're going to make a healthy return on your investment, and I don't think things get much better than that, right? And that is one of the reasons why we invested. It's one of many. Like, I need to sort of convey that. It really is. And if you're not in Cardano, you're not invested, and you have no idea what it is, go do your research on it, watch some more of our videos, but do your proper research before investing. We're not financial advisors. And the other thing is, you can also make a passive income, Nick. We haven't talked about the pool. So we have got a pool, which is going to do some greater good for the project and for our channel, because it supports both the project Cardano, as in you're making it more decentralized, which it needs again, and this will support price discovery as well as improving the prospects of the actual project itself, because the more decentralized it is, once it's fully decentralized, you're going to get your Coinbase announcement and all that sort of stuff, which is going to have an impact on price. All of that sort of jazz, right? But it also supports our channel, right? Nick and myself, we both work full time. We do this on the side. It supports us in able to improve our gear for like cameras, mics, all that sort of jazz. And it keeps us doing what we really like to do, which is bring you the news on all of these projects and keep you guys up to date and well informed, really. So if you're interested in that, if you're not delegating already, then you can do that through the ticker Cheek. And you can do this through most of the normal routes, all the regular wallets, so the Deadliest, the ADA, Ly, Atomic, and Uri, that sort of stuff. And if you're delegating another pool and it's getting close to saturation, saturation is the point in which the pool is full or close to.
So actually, you can go over the saturation point as well, and in doing so, you actually have a diminished return on your rewards. So you're actually punished for a pool that's over 63 million ADA, Chris. So it's always best to keep an eye on the pool sizes, make sure they're not going over that saturation point, and then moving to a pool that potentially has a decent amount in there, so that you're not necessarily losing potential rewards, but also not quite as close to that saturation point or over that saturation point. It's an important point to make.
Yeah, it is. And obviously, we're not saying move over to ours over somebody else's. If that's something you wish to do, that's your decision. But for us, it supports the project. Even if you're not coming over to our pool, we'd love to have you minting blocks with us. But even if you choose to go to somebody else's pool, you're also supporting the project, guys. All right.
Yeah, Chris, I think you've touched on so many different and wonderful points there. Obviously, one, we started this video off very jokingly. It's a part of the channel, it's part of what we do. But ultimately, it is a fantastic project. And if that's one thing you're going to take away from this video, is that it's a fantastic project that is doing some real world good. And ultimately, you're going to see some fantastic returns on an investment whilst you're here, right? And obviously, not financial advice. Do your own research and all that kind of jazz. But ultimately, you're being a part of something that's almost bigger than yourself at this point. This is like the part of the internet era, right, where you're starting off with something. You're at the very beginning, and you can be a part of that journey. And it's quite a powerful thing, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah, it is. You're going to change millions of people's lives across the world, right? In certain parts of the world where they're not as privileged as you and I, right? And that's wonderful, because not only are you doing that, it's not a charity, right? You're doing this, and you're also going to make a profit on your investment. So for me, it's a win-win. And all the jokes at the start of the video, it's just us being a little bit cheeky, but it's part and parcel of why we invested in this project, and I did think that it was worth mentioning towards the end.
Absolutely. So guys, if you have found this video useful and informative, do go ahead and smash that like button. Chris really appreciates it. I really appreciate it. I like to think that the whole cheeky crypto community really appreciates it. And if by chance you've made it all the way to the end of this video and you're not subscribed, then treat yourself and go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with all the various videos and live streams, and even the occasional premiere that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. So with all that said and done, then
did I say that you could delegate to our pool for some juicy rewards?
We hope everyone has a fantastic day, right?